my fellow Americans. If you think you know politics, think again. I'm Michael Cohen, and every week on When You Know, we're pulling back the curtain on power, politics, media, and the people making headlines. On my new WABC radio show, you'll hear conversations from names that you know. People like Jerry Falwell Jr., Anthony Scaramucci, Alan Dershowitz, and many, many more. Maybe, just maybe, we'll even hear from the president. No scripts, no spin, just real conversations with people who were in the room where it happened. And trust me, we've got some very big surprises coming. Look, I've spent years at the center of politics, controversy, and power. I know the players, I know the stories, and now I'm bringing you inside. When You Know, Sundays at 5 p.m. on WABC Radio, and When You Know Unleashed, wherever you get your podcasts. Because with me, you never know who's going to show up.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi. Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Bill Yenne joins us, author, historian, and book producer. His website, BillYenne, YENNE.com. Bill, in the moments we have before the close of the show, talk about this Qatari aircraft, the 747, that was gifted to the U.S., some of the things about it that you can tell us, and also what might be, in many people's minds, still an unsolved situation, the change of planes, and obviously many people read into this as maybe there was a threat, again, as we hear about the threats and assassination attempts, hopefully that never succeed on President, Donald John Trump. Tell us about the Qatari aircraft.
Well, the original 747 Air Force One, the VC-25A, was a stock 200 model with the short upper deck. Boeing had subsequently introduced the longer upper deck in the 747-400 and now 747-8. And it's a better airplane. It's more. There's more room. It's technologically better. Air Force had been working with Boeing for many years to get to develop a new Air Force One airplane, a new VC-25B, and when Trump came into office, he said, let's accelerate that thing. There's no reason why this should take years to build an airplane. Mm-hmm. And, the Qataris offered him an airplane that they had in their fleet. We have a 747-8. We'll give it to him. And so they did, and it took quite a lot of time, and it took a lot of money to convert this thing because it needs hardened defenses, it needs communications gear, it needs aerial refueling capability. 747s don't have that.
Exactly, they don't.
The VC-25A had it, and that had to be put into the new presidential airplane. Many things that internally to this airplane needed to be done, but they got it done in less than 2 years. It had been going for 4, 5, 6 years before that, and they still didn't have an airplane to show for it. So they got one off the shelf and upgraded it, and it started flying this month. Yes, he took this airplane to the summit in Ankara, mm-hmm. and they sent the older VC-25A to pick him up, and the reason being that the new airplane does not have the full suite of missile defenses that the Air Force deems as the minimum requirements for flying in a war zone. And Well, what do you have in the Middle East? You have a war zone.
You sure do, Bill, and I'm concerned about one thing here, to go more to the political side of this. You know, I'm not second-guessing anything at this point, but like you and I and everybody listening, we have an ability to say, wait, hold the phone, folks. If you knew that this aircraft, the Qatari aircraft, is not all the way up to speed at this point in time, why would you risk the president's life when you know you're going into a hotbed in that area where even theoretically, or maybe more factually, the Iranians still possess these missiles, some of them which have much longer range, I'm sure, even if they had just a couple? That's a big risk assessment. So it's kind of a little bit surprising that they would even let that happen. But again, thank God our president is safe. But what do you say on that? I mean, I don't want to push you into the political realm too much, but that's a little bit miscalculated, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I think I can see everything that you're saying, and I would have to say that I wasn't there. I didn't.
Exactly.
I don't know why. Who made the decision? I don't know why it was made. I do know that the situation in when he went over there was a ceasefire in place, and that ceasefire crumbled while he was there. And I know that he has used the VC-25B in the United States. But, you're asking questions that I'm really not qualified to answer.
No, I totally respect your response, because nobody really can. I mean, we could go off on different tangents, but we like to get facts. And, of course, with your background, you've given us a wealth of information on these subjects of the history of this particular aircraft. And then the question becomes this. What's next, Bill Yenne, for this? I mean, are we now in production so the audience knows that this particular aircraft, the Qatari aircraft, is not going to be the long-stay aircraft? What's in the works right now? Are they building two new ones? Is that what's happening?
They're building two new VC-25Bs that look a lot like the Qatari aircraft. But they're coming straight from the Boeing factory, and they're going to have all of the defensive features that are present in the VC-25A that's been around for the last 25 years, and more. And those airplanes are coming.
Do you know when? I mean, is that something that we're talking about, what, a couple of years?
Yeah, a couple of years, and nobody knows exactly when. That was part of the problem, was they've been working on this for more than a couple of years, and these things just had yet to materialize, and that's why the Qataris said, "Hey, we got one. You can have ours."
I'd love to have one of those, wouldn't you? But I don't think either of us, not to put you in a bad financial situation, I'll be totally honest, and I'm sure everybody listening would, imagine what the rate to run that airplane, the Qatari version.
Yeah, it's a little pricier than I would.
It would be a little out of most people's pockets. I imagine, do you have any clue of what it takes to run one of those 747s per hour? I mean, there's all kinds of numbers out there.
Yeah, I could leaf through some of my notes here and come up with something, but off the top of my head, I don't know.
I get it.
I guess
it's totally.
It's one of those things. If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's amazing. But the new aircraft that they have right now, the temporary replacement, must be beautiful. I haven't seen, or I don't think anybody's really seen, the beauty of the interior of that aircraft. If there was no such thing as war and bad actors in the world, it's just a gorgeous executive aircraft, right?
Well, yes, it is. It's sort of the best, the best it can be. It was a gorgeous executive aircraft when the Qataris had it. Now it's been remodeled for the president. I bet they've reupholstered all the seats.
And they went over it with a fine-tooth comb, I'm sure, with every surveillance X-ray device known to mankind or whatever, to make sure that aircraft had nothing inside it that compromised on security, communications, or anything else. Bill Yenne, thank you.
Got to remember this airplane was built in the United States. It was not.
Yes, absolutely. Up in probably
Boeing in Everett, Washington, and
a great place.
So it's an American airplane.
Bill Yenne, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. The clock rules as always here. And again, thank you to all the guests from Hour 1 and everybody, and the callers, as we continue to talk about these great subjects that you tell us. If you have an email that you'd like to send me, I do promise to email back and respond. That's the simple way to do it, the polite way. It's just DRSKY, of course, at WABCradio.com. And we appreciate everybody. Bill, what's next for you? You got about a minute or less. Any new book coming that you want to share with us, or any topic?
Well, I've got a few things in the works, but I don't have release dates. Check out just check me out on Amazon, or check me out on BillYenne.com, and you'll see all the recent books. And,
Bill, a privilege and honor to have you here. I really mean that. I appreciate it. The clock rules, and I say thank you, and look forward to talking with you about this. And hopefully we'll meet up at some of the air shows in the future, where I can shake your hand and get you to sign a couple of my books. And I'm sure my brother Joe from photorecon.net would certainly appreciate the same thing. Bill Yenne, author, historian, and book producer, thanks for being with us on the Dr. Sky Experience. Always a privilege.
Thank you, sir.
The Dr. Sky Experience.
Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.